Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video, and we are coming to the dreaded tier list maker. For me, I wanted to wait a little bit before doing a tier list. I wanted to see all the cards. I wanted to actually see the cards like physically. I wanted to mess around with decks for a couple of days and just kind of get a really good gist of what the Everfest meta is going to look like before I actually made a tier list. This tier list is going to be a list going in Everfest, what I think is going to happen. Now, this is meant to be fun, y'all. So, like, if I put your hero somewhere you don't like, I'm sorry. I actually hope that we get to the end of Everfest and it's like 2 or 3 of the heroes, even 4 that I picked to be somewhere, are not there, right? I'm really excited to see where Everfest goes. And I hope a lot of unexpected stuff happens, right? This is just for fun. This is just an opinion. It's always fun to do tier lists, and I just enjoy it. So please don't come for me in the comments if I put your hero where you don't like. But getting into it, what I did, I decided to put the tier list a little bit more serious than the last one. We do have a top 8 heroes I think are consistently make top 8s throughout the Everfest format. We have a day 2 tier list. You know, maybe they won't always make top 8, but I do think they'll be in the conversation. We have what's called a rogue list, which I think is like ones that some people may not see as like a day 2 list or a day 2 hero, but they do have like rogue top placings. Hard stuck day 1, just people that they're going to have to get lucky to get to day 2, and then heroes that you don't play. Going into it right away, I just want to start with Azalea. Any other time I would have said Azalea is a don't play, but I'm actually going to put Azalea in hard stuck day 1. I think Azalea got a couple new toys, and I think people could actually play her to where you could win some games. I still think she's one of the worst heroes in the format right now, and I don't think she's going to get a ton better, but I don't think she is completely abysmal like she was before. She definitely got a couple toys, like I said, that will really help her. I just think if you're going to play Ranger, you should just play Lexi. Lexi's just better in my opinion, but still hard stuck day 1. I actually put don't play as a tier on purpose because I don't think there's a hero that you shouldn't play, which is the awesome part about this game right now. For the next one, Bravo, we're going over constructed, by the way, just for everyone to know. Bravo, I'm going to put Bravo. So Bravo is really hard right now. Bravo is like literally right in between these. I'm going to put Bravo in top 8 because I do think Bravo's top 8. Worthy, obviously. The problem is we're going to be in a heavy old. I think most of the Guardian. Actually, I'm going to put Bravo day 2, and it's not because I don't think Bravo can make a top 8. Bravo definitely can make a top 8 and probably will make a top 8. But for consistent, like the top 8 tier up here isn't for heroes that can make a top 8. It's for heroes that are going to consistently make a top 8. And I really think the meta is going to be, at least initially, is going to be Visserai, Prism, Oldheim. I think that's going to be like most of the meta, and then you'll see like onesies and twosies get in there. But most of your great Guardian players, I think, are going to go Oldheim anyway. So I'm going to put Bravo day 2, but Bravo could honestly be in top 8. Like I said, top 8 is reserved for heroes I think that are going to consistently get top 8 every time. And I think towards the end of the meta, we saw the Bravo kind of go down a little bit, just a little bit, but still probably the strongest day 2, if not, fringe top 8. For Bravo, start of the show, I'm putting the Rogue deck right now. It's a good Rogue deck to have. I think if people can figure out the deck brew for this new Bravo, then it's going to be really good. What to see? I really don't know where to put this. I have no idea. I haven't tried to build a deck or anything like that. So I'm going to put it in the rogue category. I think it's really good for that. I think people could think of some really cool brews to make the deck really oppressive and be really good. For Briar, I'm going to put Briar's really hard, right? Briar's definitely going to make day 2s. There was a couple Briars in top 8s at the Australian and New Zealand Nationals, and I think Briar's still going to be in the conversation. Channel Mount Heroics, Briar's very good. She got a couple non-attack actions that are really good, like Runeblood Incantation, is a really good card for her. Shillhorn, the 2 for 5 or 2 for 4, they can get a +3 off a non-attack action. Definitely a bunch of different decks that can make her pretty good, or a bunch of different cards that can make her pretty good, and I think she'll still be very viable and definitely a day 2 hero. For Chain, Chain's weird, right? I think Chain's definitely a day 2-ish, and I'm gonna put Chain, but he's at the bottom right now. I think Chain got hurt a little bit, and I think a lot of people that, even though he plays top 8 at New Zealand, Australian, I think over the course of the meta, you're going to slowly see Chain go out a little bit more, because I think a lot of people are going to try to start to experiment with the less blood debt meta of Chain. And I think that's going to make him a little bit more inconsistent. So he's at the bottom of day 2. You could almost put him in Rogue. Like, I think he is a Rogue tier at this point, where like he's either going to make day 2s or he's going to just have like Rogue really good placements. You honestly could change this to like random. We could do random good tournament, right? Where you'll randomly see them place top 8, but it won't be consistent, right? And otherwise, they're not going to be consistently up there. For Dash, I think Dash is definitely maybe a day 2. I don't think Dash is. Here's my one. I'm gonna put Dash at day 1, like not hard stuck day 1. That's a little harsh, but I do think Dash is a day 1. She's at the very top of day 1 going into day 2. I don't think Dash is just going to be as good as other people think she's going to be. I don't know. I think boosting Dash, hardcore boost Dash might be pretty good, but maybe I'm just not as high on her as other people are. I know a lot of people are going to put her in day 2. A lot of people. So I'm totally fine with being wrong on this one. Dash is one of those decks where like you randomly are probably going to see her in a top 8. So maybe she'll go in the Rogue category. You'll randomly see her in a top 8, but other than that, she's not going to consistently place as high as people expect her to place. She's probably at the top of the Rogue category. Dorinthia, I'm just going to put day 1. For CC, like she definitely got some good toys with the Everfest, but I'm just not sold on Dorinthia. I'm not sold on a lot of the Warriors like other people are. They're amazing in Blitz, but in CC, like it kind of depends on the meta. I know in non-US metas, she's a little bit more popular, but from the US side of things, I only can speak from what I see, and I don't know. I think she's definitely dependent on where in the world you're at. Like in some parts of the world, Dorinthia is really good. She won an Nats, then I think they won 1 Nats, but in the US, it's not as prevalent. So depending on where you're watching this from, you could call me crazy, or you could say, "Oh, I see it." So it all depends. For Kano is a Rogue now. Kano has a couple different toys now from Everfest. It's going to make him a little bit more lethal and a little bit more oppressive, especially on the opponent's turn. And I think he's definitely viable. The problem with Kano is you got to learn him and you have to play him consistently in order to figure out like the deck and how to play it. And with this heavy ice meta and heavy Guardian meta, there are a lot of blues and a lot of disruption, which could hurt Kano. But overall, I think he's definitely a Rogue deck right now. For Katsu, again, this is where people are gonna maybe think I'm nuts, but I think Katsu's a day 2 hero. Like Katsu is one of those heroes that's like the best hero to never win an event or never win a major event, right? Like I think he's gonna struggle against Guardian. He hates Oldheim. Like if you play Oldheim, unless you get lucky, you're not winning the game. But I do think Katsu has a chance to do decent. And we saw Katsu top 8 twice in the AU in the Australia and New Zealand Nationals. And I think if piloted correctly, it's still a consistent day 2 hero. I don't think it's ever going to win an event as long as Oldheim's a thing, but definitely can place top 8. Just not a consistent top 8er. For Levia is definitely a day 1. I don't think Levia really got much better from the Everfest set. Definitely got some cards to use, but like no Shadow Brute cards. They're just Brute cards. And the Brute cards are really just like, they're more catered to Rhino, to be honest. And they're kind of just more of the same with what Brute's trying to do. Like nothing new is really introduced with the Brute cards, in my opinion. It was just different variations of the same mechanic. So I don't think Levia really moved. Not much to say there. For Lexi is weird, right? So Lexi, I think, got hurt. Lightning Lexi got hurt a lot. And I think Ice Lexi, I'm going to put her in day 1, which hurts me because I think Lexi right now, the Ball Lightning ban really hurt the Lightning build, right? There are some good Lightning tools, though, for Lightning builds and Death Dealer builds that came out in the set. For Ice Lexi, she's going to kind of stay the same, I think, overall. Lexi is the hero, I think, that is day 1 right now, but at the end of the meta, you could see her like up here. I'm going to put her down here at the top of like day 1, but by the end of the meta, I think you'll see her bump up a little bit. That's just my opinion, but we'll see what happens. But in this heavy Guardian Prism meta, she's going to have some trouble. So it's just how it is. Oldheim, top 8, nothing more to say. Like, arguably best hero in the game overall. Him and Visserai both are kind of 1A, 1B when it comes to best hero in the game. Just can play him a bunch of different ways. Control Oldheim, Earth Oldheim. You can play with pummels. You can do whatever you want. Like, right, Oldheim just breaks the game a little bit right now, in my opinion. Very, very difficult to beat. And I know a Prism and a Visserai won the last two nationals, and I get that. But overall, from consistency standpoint, Oldheim is the best deck, in my opinion. Prism, again, top 8. Prism is ridiculous. So the cards she got in this new set, I don't understand it. Like, she already was really good, and they just gave her insane cards even again. Like, her Majestics are just nuts in the Everfest set, and, like, she's just so even more versatile now than she was before. She has 0-cost orders that buff her attacks. She has a 0-cost order that causes all her causes her first attack not to have Phantasm, so you can't pop it. She has another 0-cost order that gives the first attack +2, right? Like she can now kind of go like aura aggro. It's really, really annoying. On top of Merciful Retribution, Odor Wrath, and all that other stuff. So Prism's just insane. She does really well in the Guardian. Or no, she does, she does really well in the Guardian. A little bit harder in the Viscerai and like Katsu. So just for Prism right now, it's just like her counters hurt her really bad, but she's really good against what is really good in the meta right now. So I think she'll be overall pretty well suited. Rhino, same thing, day one. I think Rhino is almost don't play right now. I wouldn't play Rhino, not because I'm going to put Rhino don't play. I know what I said at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to change my mind here. I'm putting it Rhino don't play, not because he's a bad hero, but because like Everfest didn't really give him that much better of tools, and he's still so RNG based. And the reason I say don't play him is not because you can't win games with him like Azalea was a couple seasons ago, right? It's more of like this meta is so much about consistency with Prism, with Oldheim, right? With Bravo, with Dash, right? Even with Briar, even after the bans, like all these decks are super, super consistent, and Reinhardt's just not consistent, and that's where I would put him. You could put him in day one. Like I don't want to. I'll get rid of the don't play one and just go to day one. But he's honestly at the bottom, and that's just where I put him. I just don't like his RNG aspect and where he's at. I really don't like either of the brutes at the moment. Obviously, people have gotten day 2 with brutes, so like any brute players, don't come at me. It's just how it is, but that's where I see it. For Bolton, I'm gonna put him in day 1 as well. I've never been a fan of Bolton. Anyone that's watched any of my videos knows I'm not a fan of Bolton. I think Saber Bolton could come back a little bit, but really the most of the warrior cards, in my opinion, suited like Dorinthia and Kasai more than Bolton, but he's still like just kind of a day 1. You do see random Boltons every now and then doing well in tournaments, but that's just where I have him as a day 1 hero. And then finally, the last top 8 hero consistently is going to be Visserai. Like I said, Visserai and Oldheim are 1A and 1B as far as best decks. They're going to keep coming at each other back and forth. But these are the top 3 decks in the format right now pretty easily. And then after that, right, you have probably these 3, maybe Chains up there with these 4 as being the next tier, and then you have 1 down and 1 down. So that's where I have everything. I'd actually probably put Chain day 2. Looking at this now, it makes the list a little bit easier. This is probably a safe way to do the list. I think these are your 4 consistent day 2 heroes. These are your 3 consistent top 8. You have Dash, the new Bravo, and Kano, who can give you kind of a rogue placing every once in a while. I think people are going to take a while to learn Kano, but that's how it is. And I think these are your consistent day 1 heroes. This is what I have though. Like, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, if you don't, that's totally fine. The whole point of this is just to have fun and kind of give initial thoughts, and then come back in 5 months, come back a month and a half before the new set in May, not 5 months, but like 4 months, and see like, where we're at, see how right we were, see how wrong we were. I actually love to do a video like that, is do a recap video on my tier list and see how off I was. Yeah, let me know what you agree with, what you don't agree with. Totally fine if you don't agree. This is just meant to have some fun and relax and talk about some flesh and blood. But yeah, let me know what you think of the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. If not me, go to another flesh and blood creator. Do the same thing for them. Leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff so we can get more people seeing this game. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoy your Everfest. Hope your box openings go well this weekend. I know I am going to be enjoying mine, and hopefully your armored events go well. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.